Hello everyone, now I'll show you what you have to do during Zabbix assignment, um, which about creating of agent for smart status. Here is a short description. You have to use prerequisites which you have made in the previous assignment, and here is link which you can use, and we will make we will go by these steps to create smart monitoring. And here it's ready. You can read about smart if you not familiar with this, but if short, it's about status of our hard drive. Is it okay or is it illness and we have to remove it and buy a new one? This is very useful for big companies where you have lots of workplaces, and monitoring of hard drive statuses is very useful. We can go to the GitHub repository to read description, and here is what this addition can do for us, and how to install it. So here we have different description, depend on operating system which we have on the workstation which we want to monitor. If we want to monitor Linux client, we have to use these steps. If we want to monitor Windows, here is it. Probably if we have Mac OS operating system, we can use these steps such as for Linux. In my example, I will show you how it look like in Windows operating system. So I will monitor from my Zabbix virtual machine my current computer. As you can see, my host operating system is Windows. So first of all, I run putty to connect to my IP address, which I can find by this command. But actually most of work will be made on the Windows operating system. So first step, I have to install smartphone tools if I haven't made it before. I will go by this link, download latest smartphones from here. So I think default settings is okay. And it's completed. Next step, we have to install Zabbix agent. Again, it's on the client side. We have to choose our operating system here. If I have Windows, it's 64 architecture. Again, it's nothing special here. Oh, I have to write IP address of my server. Here it is. If I'm lazy to type, I can just copy. Okay, it's ready too. And next step, we have to copy script to Zabbix agent folder. Whatever it means. This one. I think I will download all package. So here is my downloaded package. I want to extract it. And trying to find this file, smart CPL. If it exists. Yes. It's here. In the discovery scripts to Zabbix agent folder. Let's go to find it. I think it's program files, Zabbix agent. Let's try to copy it here. So it's copied. Next step, winconf to this. Okay, let's try. Which file? Zabbix must winconf. I think it's easier to find. It's easier to find using search. Okay, not from here. Here it is. And copy it to the Zabbix agent conf there. Okay. Yes. Check the path to smartphone toolbar folder and to discover script are correct. Okay, let's check. So smart CTL, and it's look like the path which we have to check. How to check it? Just go by this path and to look what's inside this program files. Okay, program files. Smart Mount Tools bin. Looks like this path is correct. Any more variables? No more. Okay. Continue. Check. Yeah. Restart Zabbix agent service. How to restart it? Agent Zabbix. No. Services necessary. I'm not sure that it's correct way to restart Zabbix server, but let's try. Zabbix agent. Okay, it's here. My firewall. So it's restarted, and test discovery and retrieval of disk data. What we have to do? We have to go to this. So we have to do something like this. Let's try. I think I will need command line. Let's go to C, program files, and I just copied this command. Is it this string or not? Looks like not. Okay. No. Timeout while executing shell script. File to execute command PowerShell. No profile. Let's try one more time, but I think it's the same result. Yes. What can be wrong? My command line is not under administrator rights. I will try one more time under administrator. Maybe this is the reason. Maybe. Let's try. See. And this command and no. Okay, so under administrator rights, it's happened. Data, disk one, some kind of disks, SDA, SDB. Looks like too much. Okay, when Zabbix agent is restarted, we have to import XML with a template. You can open and watch what is inside, but actually it doesn't matter a lot. It just have some settings to extract smart output to the Zabbix monitoring. So to import, you have to what I already did, just open configuration, templates, and after that press import. I've already done, and after that you'll see new line, kind of like this. You doesn't have to make some changes. Everything is ready. Also, you have to go to configuration hosts and find your host. Also, if you don't have your host, and probably you will not have your host, you have to press button create host, and here you have to type host name. It have to be exact the name of computer of the host which you are monitoring is. Also, you have to type groups. You can select like existing groups, but also if you type just some kind of letters, you will create new groups. So my group will called Windows because it was my Windows computer, but you can type what you want. Here is agent IP address. You have to type exact the IP address of your agent, and you can add some description and some additional information. In the templates, what important, in templates you have to select template which you have imported. In our case, it's HDD Smart Mount Tools template. And other settings is not important for us, so it's just for if you want. And you can see here is IP address which I have written, and here is the name, and of course template. So this is three main thing which you have to set up. If everything right, you will see the green mark in the line with your host. And as you can see, what is important is the name of your host. It have to be exactly which name of computer which you have. And if your name of the host in the lowercase, you have to write your name with same case here, because Zabbix as a Linux system is case sensitive system. Also, IP interface you can find in the Zabbix agent colon file. Here is host name, and here is server, Zabbix server IP address. Here I have here is the addresses which is accepted to list on this computer. So this is just for testing. I write any IP address, so you can use like this, but for security reasons it's better to write exact IP address of your server. But for development, for debugging is okay. So what else is important? You can go inside the settings. What about this IP address? You can take it from your computer with for Windows. It's ipconfig command. You can write also, but probably it doesn't need in this case. I have a couple of network interfaces, and you can just take one or another and test. And I have luck with this IP address. This is IP address of one of so it's like Ethernet adapter. Also, I have one adapter for VirtualBox, for VMware, but it works with this IP. What else? When everything is ready, you also have to go to items, And here you can see which items Zabbix server got from this computer. You have to put here as what you're interested in, which computer, and here's a large list of properties of items which you monitor. And we need something about smart health status. Here's some of them. And yes, so it's called j-avdeev health. I have some of them, and it have to be enabled, and for different situations it's a little bit different. It's connected, it depend of how many drives your computer have. Might have 2 drivers, 2 hard drives. And if you have this line, everything is okay. And also you can go to the monitoring and latest data, and here you can see this one. I have problem with this line history, so it shows the history. I have error about type of output, and probably you can get this problem too. You have to change the output from the number type of output to text output, and as you can see, this item is about status of my hard drive, and it looks like everything is okay. So actually we can also make some to add some triggers, to add some special activities. For example, if the drive become change his status from the passed to failed, you can set up some voicemail, some messages to the email or to cell phone, but for this assignment this result is enough. Here is lots of another metrics which you can monitor. If you're interested, you can look at this, and most of them also have graph description, so you can see in history how the load or whatever metric is changed. So thank you for attention. That's all.